anniversary for high school.
Yes.
We graduated 10 years ago. God, we're getting old.
I believe 10 years ago tomorrow was when me and you went to the beach for
Was it senior
our
week?
senior week. We went to the beach, and the first thing we did when we got out of our car after that 4-hour drive
Yeah.
was went up to the hotel, grabbed us a bowl of cereal,
Yeah.
and then we hit the beach and started walking.
Yeah.
Walking, talking about hoops, talking about our senior year of basketball.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, we saw a basketball court.
Yeah.
And there was 2 guys. And the 2 of us, anytime we seen 2 guys on a basketball court, you know what that means.
Yeah, well, it started off with 2 guys, but there was a lot more showed up. We ended up playing some full court.
Well, I believe, are you sure this is the same time? Because I'm talking about when we played barefooted.
Oh, so you're not talking about the...
I'm not talking about the good story. No, I'm talking about we walked down the beach, and I think where did we stay at? We walked so far that we made it all the way to Pirate Land and Ocean Lakes and Lakewood.
Yeah.
We walked past Pirate Land. We walked past Ocean Lakes. We got to Lakewood, and they had the basketball court out by the beach.
This is Myrtle Beach now.
This is Myrtle Beach. And we see 2 guys. And anytime we see 2 guys,
Yeah.
we got to play them.
Pick and roll.
So we went out there. We played them. They had shoes on.
By the
we
way,
didn't.
it should be an unwritten rule that you're not allowed to run the pick and roll when it's 2-on-2.
Well, some folks don't even know how to run it.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's completely unfair.
It is unfair.
The only way to stop a pick and roll is with help side.
Right.
And you obviously don't have help side in 2-on-2.
It kind of made it even the fact that we were barefoot.
We were barefoot.
But, of course, we still won. We was out in the sun probably a total of 6 hours by the time we walked back. Our backs were black.
Mighty chafed.
That too, but our backs were black from sun poison.
Yeah.
So, I don't know what we did the next couple of days, but we decided to go play some more basketball.
Yeah.
About, 3 or 4 days later.
Yeah. I don't know why you don't know what we did the next couple of days.
Well, we don't have a mature content sticker placed on here.
Okay.
So, that was when we got recruited.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
remember that?
I knew we were going to, but I didn't expect it that senior week.
Right. Right. Of all times
Yeah.
to be recruited to play college basketball. That was a Georgetown Hoyas.
Yeah. Well, there's a beautiful court at, I don't know about you, but if I could pick anywhere to play ball, like most of the time I like playing in a gym, but if it's I love playing outside, man. It is so nice, and there's a beautiful outside court, single rims, so not even double rimmed, which is rare for outside, and it's got like the tennis court topping, so it's not like the hard asphalt like they have at the orphanage.
Yeah.
It's like, man, it's good basketball out there.
Yeah. Do we play 4s or 5s?
I want to say 5s because that court's huge.
Yeah, it is a pretty big court.
It was like a high school court outside.
So this is one of the best stories that probably we have in memory.
Yeah.
The way it started was we had about 10 of us guys, 10 girls. We was all down at senior week. So the other 18 decided they was going to go do something. Well, me and Hunter, we said we're gonna go play basketball.
Yeah.
So we go out to this court he's talking about. We get there. There's a good crowd. There's probably 15, 20 folks out there. So we wait our turn. Get 3 other guys on the team. We start playing. We win a couple games. More and more people start showing up. So by the time we've won about 5 or 6 games in a row,
Yeah.
people start coming that ain't even wanting to play. Just like dudes
Watching.
Dudes in cut off hoodies like Bill Belichick, and
Yeah.
they start placing wagers on the games.
Yeah.
So we see this guy and he's got this Georgetown shirt on. He looks like he's pointing at us like, hey, look at them guys right there, man,
Yeah.
they can play. So after the game's over, probably the 6th or 7th game we've won, he comes up to us and he's like, hey guys, y'all looking good out here, man. Where y'all play at? And we're looking at each other like, man, this guy's got a Georgetown shirt on, man.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
We playing well.
He was a big black dude too. Like He was like way overweight, but like 6'5", so you knew like back in the day.
Yeah.
Seems like all athletes, like really big time athletes, they don't do anything after their playing days. Like
And
they
can
just
still
get fat.
ball too.
Yeah.
But this guy, he was like, "Man, y'all look good, man. Where y'all play at?" And we was telling him, "Yeah, we play down in China Grove area, down a little bit north of Charlotte." He's like, "Oh, really, really, man? Well, y'all look good out here. Come talk to me later."
Yeah.
So we play some more. We win, and we're sitting here thinking, man,
we're not bad basketball players, Steven, but we're not bad. Like most courts we go to, we're gonna win.
Yeah.
Most of the time, but we were playing really good.
Yeah.
You know, like you're playing over your head.
Yeah, like it felt like once we saw this guy with the Georgetown shirt on,
And
it
then
was
you got the
almost
confidence.
Like the pressure of like when you were playing on a school team. Like you're like, man, I'm impressing this guy.
Oh
here.
yeah.
So we played 3 or 4 hours. We went and talked to this guy, and he was like, "Yeah, man, send me some tape. Yeah, this and that." So, you know, we're going back to the hotel. We're feeling awesome. Like, we're going to come back out and play tomorrow. We came back and played. He wasn't there again the other times we came. But then we stayed at the beach for a week. We was feeling good all week, and then we rode home together.
Yeah.
Was it on the way home from the beach, or was it on the way home from one of the days we were at the gym on the court?
I think it was on the way home from, like, we went to a restaurant. It was because it was at night, you know?
Yeah.
And on the way home, I guess I'll just finish it. But we were driving, and I don't know where Georgetown is in North Carolina, or South Carolina, I guess. We see this big green one of those exit signs that says Georgetown next exit. We didn't even say anything to each other. We just started busting out laughing like, this dude just recruited us to Georgetown Community College. And we thought we thought he was talking about the Georgetown Hoyas. You shouldn't be allowed to do that.
They were called the Georgetown Hoyas.
They were called the Georgetown
Had the same logo and everything.
You're not allowed to do that.
If it seems too good to be true, it probably is.
It probably is. Yeah.
But it was a good feeling. Like we were recruited by the Georgetown Hoyas.
We don't have to tell them that we saw that sign.
That's right.
Maybe
we should quit telling that story.
They don't know what our height is.
Yeah, like I'm 7 foot tall sitting there. He's 6'1". He's grown a few inches.
Dude, there was a bunch of good games we did have in high school though.
Yeah.
I remember the probably my favorite game. I didn't even get to play at the end of this game. We were playing Statesville, and the first time around we played Statesville, we blew them out by 30.
Yeah.
We were a weird team in high school because we were like right above the middle of the pack, like not the top teams, but the teams who are around our level, we blew them out. And then we would just lose to the better teams. But Statesville was like another middle of the pack team. And we blew them out the first time. So they came to our place for senior night. And I went and saw Coach Davis. He was sitting, we were watching the girls' game. And they always played right before us. And he was talking to this other guy. And I said, "Hey, Coach, we had 6 seniors. And most of us started every game. But the 6th one would come off the bench. And so I said, Coach Davis, how about on senior night, start Anthony? And because we're going to blow Statesville out anyways. And I was like, just bring me off the bench. And then he cut me this look, dude. Like,
Davis did?
Yeah, like, shut up. And I was like, and then he just laughed it off and said, go get ready. And so then he comes in the locker room right after me and says, dude, that was the Statesville coach. You're basically talking junk in front of him, and you just gave them all of, like, the ammo they need, to come out here and play as hard as they can. Well, their team came out, dude, and, I mean, we beat them by 30, and it was like we weren't playing, like, over our head. They were just not good. These dudes were hitting shots from the volleyball line, dude.
Well, I think we went on like a 10-2 run to close out the first half, and we're still down by like 22 or something like that.
Yeah, they were on fire. And so They had to have shot, I'm not exaggerating, probably between 70 and 80% from the 3-point line.
Yeah,
That's for real,
that.
probably.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And so, we go in halftime. We're like, okay, we just got to come back. So we play really well in the second half and come all the way back. And this is the craziest. This is how you know you're supposed to win. Team shooting that good, right? And we were down by 3. And I had 3 fouls. So somebody fouls somebody, puts them on the free throw line. Dude misses the free throw. They get their own rebound. And I have to foul them again. So that's 4 fouls for me.
Now they're in the double bonus.
They're in the double bonus. Dude misses both free throws, and they get their own rebound again, which is horrible. That's bad. I've never actually seen that before. So they got 2 offensive rebounds in a row. I have to foul them again. So I foul him. I fouled out, crying, walking off. You know how like high school games seem so important. And so walking off like we're going to lose, whatever. And so he's on the free throw line again. He misses again, bro. I don't think it's the same guy. I think it's all different guys, too, which is weird. I can see it getting in somebody's head, and they just keep missing. But all different guys are missing. So this guy misses both. And Reed gets the rebound. And he's, like, dribbling down like a bat out of hell. And he claims he passed it to you. I think he lost the ball to you. And you were down so deep, like the hash mark where the coach can't go any further. So it was a deep 3. It was like further than NBA range. And then I don't even know if you knew how much time was left. So you just like turned around and chunked it, kind of fading away, which you did not look like.
That's my shot.
You didn't look like the type of person who could throw it that far if you wanted to back then. You're a skinny fella.
Yeah,
you know.
That's why I had to bring it from down here.
Chunks it in, and dude, it was right in front of me, like so I could kind of see the line that the ball was going in, and I could tell it was going to bank in. I could tell. I was the only one celebrating. I was like, I know that's going in.
Well, you weren't the only one.
Because I knew it was when it left your hand. I was like, that's perfect to bank it in. Oh, you're saying you were celebrating too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because why swish it when you can go glass from 30?
Well, whenever I shot it, I saw the ball going, and I was like, crap, that's long. And I was like, crap, that's like geometry in motion. That thing's like going to – I was from the left wing deep, but it was going to hit right below the top left corner of the box, which was like perfect to go in. And I knew it was going to be long, but it just happened. It was luck. It just happened. I had to get it there in somewhat in the correct angle.
Yeah.
But hey.
And the other thing is, so it banks in. We start celebrating like we won. And we did, dude, because they were so heartbroken that you banked that shot in and that they missed like 6 free throws in a row that could have sealed it. I mean, it wouldn't have mattered if they had hit one of those. We just blow them out. No, we don't. It was a close overtime, wasn't it?
Yeah, buzzer beater to win it.
What?
Yeah, but it was tied, but Blake made a layup at the buzzer to win.
So, we won by 2?
Yeah, 107 to 105, I believe.
Okay. But
yeah.
Can you imagine scoring 107 in a 32-minute game?
Could you imagine somebody from years ago scoring 108 at all and beating us by 1 point for the most points scored in school history?
That's insane. That's horrible defense.
People couldn't even play back then.
And they didn't have a 3-point line.
I'm just kidding.
They didn't have a 3-point line, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's astounding.
Yeah, that's
But I remember when I saw it go in, it was like one of those where you're watching and you're like, oh, God, I just made that.
Yeah.
And I did like the biggest fist bump. And I turned around and Little John was like 2 inches away from my hand. And I was going crazy. And then I went and sit on the bench.
Yeah.
And Coach was sitting there trying to tell us what to do in overtime. And I'm just sitting on the bench going, woo, yeah. And I did that for like 3 straight minutes. I couldn't stop. I was so excited because that's like exactly the kind of shot that you like dream about and think about.
Yeah.
So it was mostly luck, but That was some good luck.
Yeah, that was insane. Also, the only person I know who's hit a hole-in-one golf shot.
Yes.
Could have made that up though. I don't know.
Actually, my dad could have made it up. I didn't have contacts then, so I couldn't even see it anyway. But even though that's probably should be my favorite game of all time, I've got 3 games that I look back to in school that are memorable.
What are the other 2?
The senior night, our first game of the season against Salisbury, because
that was a good one.
They were number 1 in the state.
Yeah.
And they had guys, like they had good players.
Yeah.
And for me, it was the first time I'd ever started a game in high school. First time I ever actually got any meaningful minutes.
Yeah.
And so going out there and playing well and hitting shots, I remember
in a way, we were Golden State before Golden State because we had a very small lineup.
Yeah.
Because in that game, the center was guarding you.
Yeah.
And I was just like drooling because I was like, they put not a perimeter player on somebody who never goes in the paint.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, he's going to.
The thing about it was, though, he was 6'7" and he was long. So sometimes as a shooter, when you know a guy's long and can block your shot from a distance, it's hard to judge when you're open or not.
Yeah.
Because he's not up on you.
Yeah.
And you see him being far away.
Yeah.
And it's hard to tell. But I actually got a few buckets in the paint that game. I was quite surprised, but I remember.
I know you hit like 5 threes though.
I definitely didn't get a steal, but somehow I had the ball like out ahead of everybody.
Yeah.
And the guy was smaller than me. I was going for a layup, and he went for the strip. Mm-hmm. And I Euroed and pulled it over his head.
Yeah.
And whenever I shot, everybody started going crazy, and I'm like, I ain't never done a Euro before. What was that? But I started feeling pretty good, and I think that was like 10 points I had in the first quarter, and I was running down the court going crazy.
Yeah.
And whenever they did the paper, they said on there that Steven Johnson released a "You Can't Stop Me" scream, and I'm like, that's kind of creative by whoever wrote that article to claim that it was a "You Can't Stop Me." But you had 25 that game.
Yeah.
I had 22 and Reed had 21.
Yeah.
So it was like 70 some points. Me and you and him combined for 70 plus like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, that was most of it. Like we were a high scoring team because we couldn't stop people.
Yeah.
We couldn't guard people. But then like you'd have like Little John or Blake would get a lot of points. BJ would get a lot of points sometimes too. If they get like in between 10 and 20, you know.
You know who was really good, who never got a lot of points, but one game like he just exploded and scored like crazy?
Who?
Addison.
He had a big game?
I loved playing with him because he was a great teammate. He rebounded. He did everything but shoot.
Yeah.
Which is what you like as a shooter, because that means you get to shoot more.
Yeah.
But he would drive and he would kick. Well, this game he said, screw kicking, I'm just getting buckets. And he had like 17 or 19 points and like 10 rebounds. I remember it was in the paper. Dude had a double-double. It's 19 and 10 or something like that. But the other favorite game that I had, of course, was whenever we played against Carson at Carson. That was pretty good right there.
Yeah. I don't remember that game.
That was...
How do you like that game better than the one at home? Because the one at home, we won by a free throw.
Well, I didn't play as well in that game. Oh. I was more of an impact when we played there. You know, usually you enjoy the games where you play better. Mm-hmm. I had played there and practiced there. You know, I used to play there. Mm. So going back there and all the people I went to school with being there, mm-hmm. and me like going into that gym and playing, that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. Mm-hmm. And one thing I remember about that game was Davis called a play. And I loved whenever he called a play for me to shoot, because one thing I used to struggle with was even if I was open, like, should I shoot or should I? Well, when Coach called a play for you to shoot, you're like, shoot, I'm shooting whether I'm open or not. It's my time to shoot. Yeah. Well, I came off that screen and you passed it to me, and I hit it, and we were on like a 10-0 run. I shot it, and I hit like 3 straight threes.
Yeah.
And you were pumped, and you wanted a high five. And when I smacked your hand, like, I'm lucky I didn't break your arm off, because I smacked your hand, and you were like, "Dang, man!" And like my hand went numb whenever I gave it a high five. But yeah, those were my 3 favorite games.
Yeah. Mine would probably be, I would say mine are both of the Carson games, and then the Statesville game too. It was fun to beat Salisbury, and I scored a lot of points that game. But I think in both of the Carson games, I only had like 15 in each one.
Yeah.
I didn't play well, but they were so fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
They were the funnest games, man.
Reed was the leading scorer in the game where at Carson.
Yeah.
He was dominating.
Yeah.